New York Session live stream. Today is 11th of July and we are just waiting. We have our zones drawn, but this thing was pattern 1. I sort of missed this trade and my excellent execution will be at this area for potential TP of almost 38, 39 pips, but the whole reason I avoided this trade was because it just started breaking above the highs in last 2 minutes of candle. So that was my whole reason to avoid this trade. And maybe later on we can find some trades in gold. For now, gold is just consolidating. We need to wait a lot for almost 1 hours and 30 minutes for New York session to open, and we may see some sort of volume at that time, and we may execute some positions if our patterns appear at that point, but we need to wait for it for now. We are just waiting at this point. We are waiting for candles to close, and then maybe we can find something. We are just consolidating and we are just waiting. M15 candle has closed with small body. However, in M30 we are good if this M30 candle start wicks below first and starts to break above the highs. In second half we may execute a buy position, and I will execute a buy position, but it needs to break in second half of this 30-minute candle. We are just consolidating and we are just waiting. I am looking for buys if we break above this wick, but in second half of this 30-minute candle. Else I am not executing anything on this trade idea. If I execute buys at this area by placing the wick, stops below the lower wick, and I can potentially secure like 20-30 pips on this trade, but I need to wait for that to happen. For now we are stuck in very dirty consolidation in gold. We are just waiting, and we are looking to see if we can find some trade in New York Open, but we are just waiting for now. For now there is nothing in gold. If I in GBP JPY, I am basically waiting. I basically executed this trade on last 1 minute of candle, previous 15-minute candle close. So I am basically expecting this retracement. I am ready to execute buys on second half of this 30-minute candle, as else I am not executing any buys on this trade idea. For now we are just waiting, and there is still very high probability if current M30 candle starts to wick below almost 10-12 pips, and next, and in second half of this 30-minute candle, we started to break above the highs. I will execute my buy positions for potentially 30-40 pips target, but at this point I am just waiting, and I can anticipate low volume in markets because of the wicks to the upside and to the low side on in candles. If I look at gold, at this point we are just consolidating, and this thing is a pretty dirty consolidation. We are okay, we are breaking above the highs in first 3 minutes. I will not execute my buy position at this point. I will just stick to my idea that I have explained. I am not interested in anything else other than my idea. I will delete this. Alright, we have broken above the highs in first 5 minutes, and basically it can go up, but I am not executing on this trade because it is very risky to execute on this trade. But I have demo traded this trade, and gold is just consolidating. Gold needs a lot of time to give entries. Alright, our GBP JPY trade is now in 12 pips profit. I am adjusting my stops. My initial stop was around 600. Now my stops is around 450, and I am potentially looking for this target on this trade. Actually, this candle just started breaking above the highs in last 2 to 3 minutes of hourly candle close. That's my whole reason to stay away from this trade, and we are basically waiting for our entries to appear. We may not be able to get some trades today, but that's totally fine and that's totally okay for me. But if things do appear as I wanted them to see, then I may execute on this trade. Now there is very high probability for prices to keep pushing up till 165.300 area. So for these live streams, only trades that I will take on my real account will count. and these are the only trades that will count for performance on live stream, because most of these trades were taken during live streams. And I am basically keeping the track of trades that I have taken on by looking at my account history. Or just waiting at this point. At this point, I will further lower my stops. My stops is around 200 US dollar on this trade. Initially, my stops was around 600. I have lowered my stop, and now if I my trade gets stopped out, I will lose only 200 US dollar. On the other hand, I am open for my profits. My profit target is around 700 on this trade, 1700 on this trade, and I will be waiting and to see how this trade will play out. I am basically waiting for some good trades for today. I still believe that volume in market is very low. We are experiencing low volume in gold and GBP We are just waiting for volume to appear, because all my trades are based on high volume areas, and if volume appears, I can potentially execute a trade, but for now we are just waiting. Let me adjust my lot size. I will be using this lot size, and yeah, our GBP trade is now 10 pips profit. Our stops are around 4 pips. And we are just waiting. We have some news today. We have New Zealand interest rate news on Wednesday. We have CAD interest rate news on Wednesday. So volume may appear on Wednesday, but today, as I can see from my experience, we are having a low volume. We need volume for our trades to work out. We are just waiting, and There is very high probability at this point for prices to keep pushing 20 more pips up, but we are looking to see how this trade will work out. I basically avoided this trade because of number of reasons. First of all, this thing doesn't do a fake out below this previous fake out, but it is okay. We only need one fake out. Can consider this as one fake out, but this candle has no wick to the upside. That was my first reason to avoid this trade, and the second reason was this candle started breaking above the highs in last few minutes of this 15-minute candle, and the third thing was lack of volume. I can see we have a less volume at this point. That's my only reason to stay away from this trade. I am basically waiting. Okay, alright, M15 candle has closed a strong bullish candle. At this point, it do make sense for me to break even my trade, because if we are to move up, there is no point. We should drop to this area around 13 pips. And if I look at gold, we are in dirty consolidation. We are just waiting. Can potentially keep pushing up till 164.300 area, and looking to see if volume will appear today and if we can execute some trades today. Still we are consolidating between 1734 and 1739 area, and we are basically stuck in a dirty range at this point. We can potentially keep moving up. Can potentially get 21 more pips on this trade. Our trade is now break even, and I am waiting to see if volume will appear today in gold. I am anticipating nothing at this point, and I am open to any opportunity that market may provide me later on. We basically need to do a fake out below this area for potential buys above 1739, else our potential buys will be above 1745, and we are just waiting. There is nothing that we can do at this point. We are just waiting for New York Open. We may be able to get some trades later into New York session, but for now there is no trades. waiting for candles to close and we are waiting for NY open. Nothing in gold and nothing in GBP JPY at this point. The 30-minute candle is now closed, and I still see consolidation in gold and in GBP there is very high probability at this point to keep pushing up in GBP. For now, we are just waiting. We are stuck in dirty consolidation in gold, and in GBP there is very high probability for prices to keep pushing up in GBP, but we are just not. We are just trying to stay away from GBP buys. But we have hit break even on our trade. No, it's running actually. And in gold, we are just consolidating, consolidation in GBP JPY and consolidation in gold. Nothing special so far in any pair, but we are just waiting for New York to open and we may see some volume, and I am ready to execute some position later into New York session. I still believe we can get some high quality trade later into New York session, but for now we are just waiting. In GBP JPY, we are now, if we started breaking above this high in second half of this 30-minute candle, we can potentially keep pushing up, but we do need to wait because today is Monday and I can see very little to no volume in markets. All right, gold is trying to break below 1733 area, which is a good thing. And we are just 20 minutes before New York open, and I do believe that later into New York session we may be able to get some good trades, but we are just waiting. And in the meantime, let's look at some examples to refresh our Okay, so pattern one, this pattern one examples here. So this trade was executed on this candle down. I executed shorts here, placed my buy stop above this wick, and we continued moving down. For pattern 2, yeah, this one was our trade. We executed this trade once this candle broke above the high first and then started to flip bearish. This is where I executed this trade, and it was very good trade. And pattern 3, there are basically two examples of pattern 3. This is what was pattern 3 look like. We basically do a fake out below H4 support, and we do a fake out above H4 resistance. So I executed shorts here. At this point it didn't work out, but this is how pattern 4 looks like. And this thing is also a pattern 4. We dropped, we created a consolidation, and this pattern appeared right on H4 support. I executed this. 14 pips was my stop, and it was 1-to-1 trade. So GBP JPY has now started to break down, and oh my god, this thing was our pattern 2. I didn't recognize that at that point. My shorts will be right here, my stops will be around 20 pips, and I could have captured this 20 pips move down. This was our pattern 2. I didn't realized. So you see we have wicks all over the places, above the candles, below the wicks. So in this sort of market it usually indicates low volume. I am looking for volume to appear into markets, and I may execute a position, but for now we are just waiting. I may be able to get trades based on pattern 4 today, and I will execute if that happens with my full risk trade. Man, this was amazing pattern 2 example, but today I feel like I am tired, and there is little clarity in my mind, so that is why I missed this one setup, but that is okay. We may be able to get another pattern soon, but this is how things are. So at this point we are just waiting. We need to wait for 13 more minutes for New York Open, and later on we may be able to get some fine trades. Yeah, at this point I am just waiting for my trades to appear. Alright, this I am placing a trade based on pattern 1. I am basically executing these shorts, and by placing a stop above this wick, but this is early execution on pattern 1, and I have seen that early executions do work out, but I am not interested in early execution. On my real account I will execute on the, if this candle closes like I wanted it to close, and on next candle I may be able to execute a trade based on pattern 1. For gold we are just waiting, we need to wait, and Basically, we are just waiting, and we are heading into New York Open. We maybe do a fake out uh, at 1733 area, but it is just an anticipation. Overall trend is bearish. There is very high probability that if we break below 1733, we can potentially keep pushing down. But at this point, we are just waiting. And that's so we are just waiting. And we are just waiting. And we are heading into New York Open in few more minutes, and we may be able to find some trades, but it is in our best interest to wait for now. This gold is pretty dirty at this point, very dirty price action at this point. We can continue pushing down, but we will not execute on something that we don't recognize. However, we are anticipating sells below 1733, and we are anticipating buys above 1739, buys above 1739. So yeah, the this is my whole idea for gold, but we need to wait. I am pretty sure we will find some good entries later into New York session. So you see our early execution hit, basically hit a 10 pips stop. So that's the only reason for me to stay away from this trade. And whenever I have noticed that whenever I try to switch or try to sway away from my plan, I got hit in the head. So that is also okay for me, but we are just waiting for some executions. We are just waiting basically. We are just waiting at this point. Alright, we are slowly heading into New York Open. New York Open will come in just 50 seconds, and we are looking to see if we can find something to trade on. Other than that, we are just staying away from anything. And so New York session is now officially open, and if we look at in GBP/JPY, the previous two M30 candles have closed with small bodies. So at this point, it doesn't make any sense for us to execute any trade in GBP/JPY at this point. We want market to give us something that we can recognize, and we may potentially act upon that. But other than that, as long as we are above 163.900 area, we can keep pushing up till 164.300 area. So this is my whole analysis for GBP/JPY so far, but and I may not be looking for trades in GBP/JPY because it is now in a potential range. In my opinion, we are consolidating in this range between 163.600 and 164 area. We need to break outside of this range to potentially keep moving, but other than that, we are just staying away from GBP/JPY. And the other reason to not look at GBP/JPY is low volume. We were unable to break above 164 area in 3 attempts, and same is happening with sport at 168.600. It is almost 50 pips of range, but we are okay with that, and we may not execute anything at this point. And I will be paying close attention to gold, that how this gold will behave on New York Open on Comet Comics Open and on NYSE Open, and I may be able to find some pretty good trades later into New York session. But for now we are just consolidating. We have only one chance to trade, and I don't want anyone to waste his chance earlier, and when the opportunity arises he may not be able to trade because he has already wasted his chance on useless trade. So this is what I would recommend at this point, but we are just waiting and we are looking to see how market will behave. We are just waiting and we are just consolidating at this point. All right, gold, we are in a pretty dirty range. I hope so. Our trading patterns that I have discussed on this blog, 1, 2, and 3, 3 and 4. These are basically 4 patterns that I have written on my blog, and I will only execute these patterns, and I'm basically looking at GBP JPY at gold, and there is high probability that I will be able to find something like pattern 4 for today in gold. So let's look at our pattern 4. We have a confirmation from higher time frame that we are trending bearish, and we formed this consolidation, and we were basically anticipating buys above 1804 area, but candles got rejected. These are M30 candles. They got rejected from 1804 area for 2 times, and when they started to break below the lows, and this was my basically an execution. This is what I am expecting in gold for today. This may not happen, but this is my anticipation that it can happen. So I am looking for this pattern to appear in gold, and I may execute on that pattern. Other than that, we will stay away from markets. We are just waiting at this point. We will probably wait a lot today. Still, there is very high probability if we break above 164 area, we can potentially keep pushing up. In other words, if as long as we are above 163 area, 163.900 area, we can keep pushing up in GBP JPY. But I need some sort of better range and a pattern to trade on. So both of those things are not present in GBP JPY. That's why I will stay away from GBP JPY, and we are just waiting. Still, although New York session has officially opened, but we have no volume at this point. I will wait for 2 more hours before I will end my stream, but there is nothing so far at this point. We are just basically consolidating and moving on a low volume both in GBP JPY and in gold. There is no volume present in gold at all at this point. Nothing, man, nothing at this point in gold. Let's look at GBP JPY. We have broken above 164 area. Now we can potentially keep pushing up in this 20 pips range, but I will stay away from this trade. we, we are just consolidating at this point, and Comet Comics Open will come in 3 minutes, and we may see some volume at Comet Comics, and we are just in a very dirty consolidation in gold, and we are just waiting. I think at this point we are just waiting. We need to wait. Comet Comics will open in few seconds. Comet Comics is now officially open, and we will see what this candle will do, because if this candle has a big body, then volume will appear and we may get some trades later on. Alright, so we have seen some sort of volume on Comet Comics open. Now there is a probability we can find some good trades on NYSE open, but we need to wait to see how that volume will present itself. For now, we are just waiting. We are just waiting. We need to wait for 1 more hour, and there is high probability we will find some trade in almost 1 hour. But the whole problem is volume is now appearing. We can sense some volume in markets, and we are ready. We are preparing ourselves for opportunities. Let's look at what sort of price action we get below 1733 area. Still, if we break below 1733 area, we have a week first at 1728. Below that week, we have a clean range of 120 pips, and we are just waiting. We are waiting for our patterns to appear, and we may find some trade, but we need to wait. Waiting for potential trade for 12th, for 11th July, and this M30 candle is about to close in 2 minutes, and basically we are just waiting. Let's see how these candles will close. So M30 candle has closed in GBP JPY as I was anticipating. There is very less volume, so we may not get any trade in GBP JPY, and that has exactly happened. And if I look at gold M30 candle has closed bullish, and if we respect the low of previous M30 candle, we can potentially keep pushing up, but we are just waiting. We will be waiting for our entries, and we will act like a patient and disciplined trader. There is very little to no volume in gold so far. So basically, I am not expecting a move today. Is the price action in GBP JPY is very dirty in gold. I was waiting to see if I can find some volume, but that volume didn't appear. So I will wait for 1 more hour and I will probably end my live stream then. Very less volume in gold. Very little volume in gold. I have waiting for almost 2 hours at this point, but I have seen no volume. GBP JPY we have little to no volume. It do make sense at this point to stay away from GBP JPY. I am only looking for gold, and I will probably wait for 45 more minutes. So we have nothing at this point. I will probably wait for 40 more minutes before I will end this live stream. We are just waiting at this point. We need to break below 1733 to execute some shots, and we are looking for buys above 1740 area. But another condition to execute a trade is volume. We want volume. We are just waiting. So far, we haven't experienced any volume in gold, and we are waiting for volume to appear, and then maybe we can execute a trade. But at this point, there is nothing. No volume in gold. I am looking for 30 more minutes. We are just waiting. We may be able to see some volume in 30 more minutes. If not, we are going to close our live stream. So we are basically having some sort of volume in gold, and we are just waiting. We may be able to find some good trade later on. We are just waiting at this point. We are waiting. We need to wait for 30 more minutes. We may be able to get some trades on NYSE Open, but so far there is nothing. The hourly candle has closed, and we have closed like a slightly bullish H1 candle. Still there is very little volume. In gold I am waiting for 30 more minutes and I will end my live stream. If I was unable to find something that I would like to see, for now there is nothing. We are just waiting. We are just waiting for NYSE open in 30 minutes, and there is nothing so far. And we have a volatile event in 1 hour from now at 7 at 7:15. Bank of England governor will give a speech, so we may see some sort of price action in GBP JPY, but we are just basically waiting. We will look to see how that event will play out, but I will head off in just 27 more minutes. I am waiting if I can find something that I know from past to trade on, and other than that we I am good. I am just waiting at this point. A potential entry for buys above 1739 may pop out, and I am ready to execute that trade. So this thing is basically an early execution in anticipation that we will keep pushing up based on pattern 1, but I am not allowed to trade early executions in pattern 1, so I will trade pattern 1 once that appears. So we are just waiting and waiting. I'm waiting for current 15-minute candle to close, and then maybe I will decide if I will continue my stream or go off with my day, but I need to wait for 7 more minutes at least. GBP JPY is consolidating in anticipation of speech from governor. This is what I believe and what I can see. So maybe we can get some trade after that speech, but I will not execute a trade based on speech. Five more minutes left in candle closing and 20 more minutes left in NYSE open. So we are just waiting. I am waiting for current candle to close and then maybe I can find some trade, but at this point there is nothing. We are just waiting at this point. I'm waiting for 2 more minutes. If the current 15-minute candle closed bearish, I will close my live stream. I am way too exhausted at this point. I have waited for almost 8 hours at this point for potential trades, but those trades didn't appear, so I will just go off. Alright, at this point I am going off, and it doesn't make any sense for